Welcome to Bahati, talking about real issues that are affecting you as an individual. Insights about financial and personal growth, plus better relationships. And now, Bahati.
Welcome, beloved. So glad to be here. Today I'm in a good mood, like really a good mood. Before I even share why I'm in a good mood, we all have the highs and lows, and I'll make sure that I share some of mine. I go through these things, and sometimes I no longer wonder whether I'm the only one that goes through these things. But again, this causes me to be more grateful about the good things again when they happen, and about the sun, and about the happiness, and about the people that God has placed in my life. But before we go on, I need us to go through our trailblazer prayer. Trailblazer prayer. Okay, so this is a good one. It says that may things unfold in your favor. Just know that when I am reading this, I wrote it from my heart. I put sweat and blood, poured it into this trailblazer journal, and I hope that you can be able to claim and take this prayer that may things unfold in your favor. May the opportunities you've prayed for finally appear, and may they bring you purpose, peace, and prosperity. May you be healthy and healed. May you love freely and be loved fully. May you be brave enough to conquer any fear that tries to hold you back. And may this be your best year yet. Okay, so while we talk about best year, I know that so many of us don't feel like it, but let me tell you, you are still alive, and that counts for something. So I am covering you in this prayer, and I hope that you be healed and be fully transformed and be fully changed into who God wants you to be, and then that your family will flourish, that your life will flourish, that whatever you touch will flourish, that you will thrive, that you will be grateful in this season. Be grateful. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. That your heart will be filled with contentment and satisfaction and fulfillment that only God can give, in the name of Jesus. Amen. So while I was starting, I told you I'm in a good mood. A lot of things have happened in my life, and this has been a year of prayer that I have prayed like never before. I have believed God like never before. I have worshipped like never before. I have gotten to places where I have even lost words and just gone into a deeper worship. And let me tell you, God has transformed. God has fought so many battles in my life, in my children's life. I told you about Ariella, who was hit by a sliding gate, and her finger, she got broken fingers. She has been in and out of theater for quite some time, and this last visit that she still has pins and metals in her fingers, but the scan came out so well, and she's progressing so well, and we have hope that she will gain functionality of her hand again. And there's been a lot of upliftment, okay, in my mentorship, in my mentees. Let me tell you, I can't give enough testimonies about my mentees, the people that have come through my hands. Today I was talking to one of them. She wrote me a love letter, and this was from the heart. I read it with tears in my eyes, and she was telling me, ever since I came into your space, God has expanded my life. I have evolved. I have grown. You have given me unconditional love. And sometimes we do these things without knowing that they are so impactful in people's lives. And she was giving me a testimony that whoever she has submitted to before has actually broken her. And she came in, she didn't know what to expect. And she told me that I have fully submitted under your mentorship, and you have done me well. And I was so thankful. I read the letter with tears in my eyes. And that is not the only letter I've received this year. I have received, I think, more than 500 letters from my mentees expressing how they were disappointed somewhere else, and when they came to me, they got something more than that, what they expected, more than what they paid for, more than what they prayed for. And sometimes I just don't know, because I do this as a service. I avail myself. I don't know that this is so impactful in people's lives. So for me, this is a moment of gratitude to say that God has really been good. Now, I will not say that everything has been rosy and everything has been has been bad and has been good. I know that there are moments I have faced trials and tribulations. One of the words that I got this year was the upliftment into another dimension, and I've been in a moment of transition. I think I've shared that with you for so long, and right now I'm at the verge. I feel I am breaking even, I am breaking through, but this breakthrough has not come with just on a soft, on a soft palette or on a silver plate. No. There has been battles, people fighting, just to make sure that they pull you down, just to make sure that they toss you around, just to make sure. And let me tell you, God has given me the patience to forgive. And that is what I want us to talk about today. The patience to forgive even when someone has not asked for forgiveness. The patience to get closure about certain things, about certain places, about certain projects. And let me tell you, God showed me that it was coming. And indeed, because he was shaking everything around me in order to take me to the next level. And I am so grateful that I have had to go through the fire. I have had to go through the betrayals. I've had to go through the backstabbing. I have had to go through all those things in preparation for what God has entrusted me with. And part of what God has entrusted me with is your lovely life. That we will have this chat, that we will grow, that we will expand and evolve out of it. Okay? So the Trailblazers Journal, you can get your Trailblazers Journal anytime you feel like. And remember, I'm offering a discount until the last day of December. Okay, until the last day of December. It's on a discount. It was at 80,000, 70,000 in bookstores. It was at 50,000 when right at office. Right now it's at 40,000. So right from Black Friday, I'm not taking back the prices. And for those of you that still need to get Tears on My Pillow and Deliberately Selfish, they are still at a discount. So at 30,000, you're going to get your copy if you come to Media Plaza. That is Kamocha Media Plaza, level 3, right at the reception. You'll be able to get yourself. You can buy this as a gift to someone. And so many people gave me testimonies during the coach experience, how someone just gifted them the book and how they cannot stop reading it. Like it has become a manuscript, a manual they follow every day. So make sure that you get yourself a copy. Buy this bundle, gift it to someone. Believe me, they will never forget you, because this journey is going to work for them 2024, and these books are going to be manuals that they live their lives by and through the year, and I know that it's going to be so impactful. Okay, so let's dive into this. I told you that we're sharing about forgiveness. Forgiveness is not an easy topic to handle, but God will give me the grace to be able to unpack it, to be able to share it with you in a very, very meaningful way. And one thing that dropped in my spirit was, because this is what I have gone through in the recent past, that being remorseful means you are sorry, but doesn't mean that you are changed. Not all times. There are people who are remorseful, who will be remorseful in your life, and they will mean, they will mean it. And they will want to change, because what is an apology if it is not a complete about turn, a complete change in action, in belief, and in presentation? Okay, that means there has to be an apology, has to be backed by an action, and that action has to be in alignment with the remorsefulness that this person is actually trying to portray. So if it's not that, you can be remorseful, meaning sorry, but it's possible that you can be remorseful and it will not mean a changed behavior. So I want us to look at that and know it. I know that so many of us are going through hurts, so many of us are going through heartbreaks, so many of us are going through bad relationships, and relationships not just romantic. Even when the romantic relationships dig deeper into our veins and the pain is immense and intense, there are some of us that are going through friendship breakages, breakups, and work colleague breakups, and so many bad bosses and stuff like that. A lot is happening. So remorse does not mean, it means that you're sorry, but it will not mean that you are changed at all times. Okay, and my only question is, did you change? If you are the one that has hurt someone, or someone has hurt you, did they change? in the midst of pursuing you, because people have a way of wanting to display the surface actions, the shallow actions of remorse by pursuing you, okay? Sending you flowers at your workplace, sending you chocolates, okay? Sending you people, and sometimes in the narcissistic world and the toxic world, because I deal a lot in a highly antagonistic relationships, we call them flying monkeys. You know, when someone does not stop sending people to you, sending relatives, sending friends, maybe you had mutual friends or shared friends, and now they keep sending these people, but forgive him, but forgive her, you know, she has learned her lesson, you know, she has changed, you know, if you give her a chance, she's going to be a complete different person. And some of these people will show up at your workplace unannounced. They will show up at your home unannounced. They will show up at your party unannounced, as in they will make sure that now that is the first line of action that is shallow and that is surface, okay? Now that can show that someone is remorseful in the sorry kind of way, but not remorseful in the changed kind of way. There are so many people, someone nakwetalako, and they will send you messages deep in the night. They will send you messages like 1,000 messages even when you're not responding. Some of them will say, oh, can we meet and talk? Oh, can we have a coffee? Oh, can we, as in some of them will go to the clergy. They will go to the religious people, your pastor maybe. They will even go to your parents. They will even go, as in they will seek to show that they are remorseful. But remember, I have said, remorseful can display or show that you are sorry, but not at all times will remorse show that you are changed. So that means you should be able to be very discerning and careful while you are dealing with any kind of remorse, okay? But the carefulness that I'm talking about is not the carefulness of you not forgiving, okay? Because that is where I want us to measure, to measure our talk today. That forgiveness is pardoning someone and releasing of one's date. Forgiveness is pardoning someone and releasing of another person's date. Because people do so many things to us. People steal. People rumor monger. People gossip. People backstab. People betray. People insult. People, as in, so many things that people do, okay, that you need to release, that you need to pardon, that you need to be able, whether they are remorseful or not, whether they ask for it or not, because forgiveness is not for them, forgiveness is for you. And I know that is very hard to take in. And I know that people will tell you, oh, when you're about to begin a new year, you must be able to write your resolutions. Let me tell you, one of your resolutions should be able to pardon and release people's dates and release people away from your heart. Because keeping a grudge is like taking poison and hoping another person dies, and hoping they never make it, and hoping they never get money, and hoping they never get married, and hoping they never, but you are holding all this poison in you, the grudge in you. You are holding on to the resentment. You're holding on to the frustration. You're holding on to the disappointment. You're holding on to the betrayal. And who is it killing? It is killing you. So before you write anywhere that I want the big cars, I want the big house, or I want to make this amount of money, or I want to lose this amount of weight, can you lose the weight of grudges? Can you let it go? Can you release it? Whether it is asked for or it is not asked for, can you release it? Because an apology will never always mean that there's a changed action or this person actually really wants to change, okay? And one of the best way that I have found of keeping something from continuously hurting you is forgiving. And this is where I ask you, you have carried that trauma from childhood, okay? Someone wronged you. So many of us are carrying different things, okay? Not just from current people or the people that are currently in our life. And some of us are even carrying traumas from the things that happened to other people, not necessarily the things that happened to us. It's possible that you're a child and you witnessed a breakup or a failing in your family. I know that is a trauma because at some point I carried that, until I got to a point and said that my parents will never come to me to ask for forgiveness for what they took me through, for the mud they dragged me into, being their firstborn child and the trauma that I had to witness while my family was breaking. They will never know the depth of the hurt, and they will never know the depth of the pain that I went through. So I cannot wait for them to come to ask for forgiveness. I have to release that. I have to be able to let it go, because I promised God that if you give me a chance, I am going to create a family that is different from the family that I grew up in. I am going to respect my husband. I am going to fight for my family. I am going to give time to my children. I am going to learn to pursue my purpose. I am going to learn to create my own happiness. I am going to learn to forgive, to let go. I am going to learn. Now, all those things are things that you decide, because you do not get closure because other people ask for closure or because of the explanations that other people give you. You get closure because you decide to get closure. I hope that we can get that. I hope that you can internalize that. You do not get closure by any amount of explanation. No. Closure comes when you decide that you need to close that chapter, that you need to release, that you need to let go, that you need to recreate a happier life, a more fulfilling life, a better life where you are not holding grudges. Because a grudge or resentment is like a huge stone that you tie a chain around it and it's busy dragging you down the ocean. You are flying against the current, but you can't make it to the top. You can't. You can't make it to the top. Yesterday, I was watching, I think it was not a TikTok. It must have been a reel. Yes, it was a reel. And there was this, when you go, I don't know, some of you that have gone to Dubai and some of you that have gone to Disney World, there are those big, aquariums where you have mermaids in there. Now, definitely with the children, we'll think they're real mermaids because they're usually beautiful, gorgeous women, with long hair, with fair skins, and then they have that mermaid costume that they usually put on. And so this particular actor, because this is an act, or this is work for them. They get employed to do that, to be in there and be able to swim around. So this particular lady, she got her costume, her mermaid costume, got stuck in a rock somewhere. So she was trying to swim out to be able to get some air, because they come out, get air, and then breathe, and then they dive back and be able to do their, acrobatics and their tricks and what. And, people are there taking pictures, and so she was trying to swim out. She had taken a dive, and now it was time for her to go back for air. And she couldn't breathe, but her costume was stuck. And she did a very wise thing. And luckily enough, she had a short on, because they usually have these, it's like a bra that is tying around the boobs. And then, so what she did when she tried to swim out and she was not making any progress, she decided, come what may, amidst all these cameras, amidst everyone that is watching, okay, amidst all the reels that are being taken, the internet is going to spread with this thing. I don't know what she thought in her mind, but number one, she thought about her life. She thought about, she was not breathing. She was gasping for air. She was nearly drowning. And so what she did is she took off the mermaid costume and she had to swim up so quickly to make sure that she's able to get some air. And everyone that was watching that video, most of the people, definitely they were congratulating her. Some of them were asking, did she make it? And of course one of the wardens was answering, oh, she made it. She actually, she was able to make it right on time. Thank God that she got the wisdom to not be ashamed in front of the thousands of people that were watching, but she fought for her life. Now, in this journey of forgiveness, in this journey of forgiveness, you have to be deliberately selfish, to think about you first before you think about anyone else. Because some of us are busy waiting for other people to ask for forgiveness. We are busy waiting for other people to show the remorse. We are busy waiting for other people to show changed action. We are busy waiting for other people to do all these things before we do the thing that we are supposed to do. Forgiveness does not require, does not necessitate, does not call for anyone's involvement. Okay? If you wait for everyone's involvement, you are never going to set yourself free. You have to be like this actor mermaid that decided that, you know what, me getting air, me breathing, me living is better than pleasing everyone else. So be it. If the children thought I am a mermaid and now they're going to say, ah, she was all along a human. Yes, I am not a superhero. I have come to agree, to believe, I am not anyone's superhero. I am my own superhero. If I can save me, I can save my family. If I can save me, I can save my mentees. If I can save me, I can change the world. The world does not need me depressed, anxious, and with panic attacks and dead. The world does not benefit from me dying. The world benefits from me living. So that means I must choose life. Okay? I must choose life. Okay, so the only way to keep something from continuously hurting you is by forgiving. Okay? And forgiveness is pardon and release of debt. And it's for me, it's a revelation that someone is unable to give me back what they took away from me. And I want us to understand this together. Because when someone hurts you, let me just give an example. I'll give a cheating example. When someone cheats on you, okay? I want us to go slow. When someone cheats on you, the best that they can do is to bring their body back. The best they can do is to still tell you that, oh, I still love you. That's the best they can do. But the biggest fraction will never be handled the kind and the depth of hurt that they have caused. The inconvenience, the time, the tears that you have cried, the regrets that you have had, the wanting to take your own life, the not believing in anyone else, the trashing of the whole world. You realize that there is a bigger. That is why when people say, oh, it was just cheating. Yesterday I had a panel of men, and this is where part of where I actually cut the show and ended the show. Someone was saying that, you know, us men, when we are cheating, you know, it's not really an emotional thing. There is no connection. And so I was like, okay, so should people clap for you or should they applaud you for what you are doing? You know, we don't plan for it. So I was like, okay, do you drop from heaven and drop into a lodge? Okay? And drop on top of another person, if it's a man, because this was a men's panel, and drop on top of another woman, and you say, oh, I didn't plan it, but I found myself in a lodge. I didn't plan it, but I found myself undressing. I didn't plan it, but I found myself, like, seriously? Should we clap for you? Should we applaud you? Should we say, oh, Bambi? What should we say? So you realize that and I've said this so many times to my clients that fail to forgive sometimes and fail to let go, and they come to me for help. I tell them that there is no amount of apology that can take away what has happened. No amount of apology can take away what has happened. Forgiveness is a decision you need to make. But if your decision to forgive is going to be dependent on the apology that they give, you are in for a very long ride, a tough ride, and a very painful ride at that. Because so many people have apologized without changing. So many people have apologized, have shown remorse without changing, without a turnaround. Okay? So, this is a revelation that no one is going to give you back what they have taken away from you. Even if it's not cheating, let me tell you, the amount of pain, the heartache, No one goes into your heart, because omutima tebagukanika. You can't go and try to be a mechanic in a heart and say, you know what, this heart was hurt and now I want to be able to rectify what was hurt. No one is going to dive into your heart to be able to rectify that heart. The sleepless nights, the tears on your pillow, the regrets, the mumbled, jumbled up prayers that you made. No one can take that away. They can bring their bodies back, but they can never wash away the shame. They can never bring back the dignity. They can never restore the dignity that you had. They can never restore the respect that you had for them. So you see that it's quite a lot. Let's talk about money. Someone steals money from you, okay? And you want it back, definitely. The best that they can do is to bring the money back, but there are so many things that they can never bring back to you. The lost time, the inconvenience, okay? The broken promises, the tears that you have cried, the regrets that you have had, the severed or the cut relationships. There's a lot that is behind the money. It's not just about the money. If you picked the money and took it, you stole the money and took it, it's not just about the stolen money. So the best that they can do is you having the revelation that the best they can do is to bring back the money, but they can never bring back everything else back to where it was. That is why they say that once bitten, twice shy. That when someone does it the first time, if our hearts could forgive and forget, it's possible that we would have been in the same situation, and in the same situation we will never have learned lessons. But the lessons that we learn are a revelation that this person can only do a tiny bit. They can never change everything. Yes, they can come back, ask for forgiveness and want to go back into a relationship or want to be in a marriage with you, but they can never. That is why I usually say that broken trust is like a broken mirror. A broken mirror, you will never, there is no gum in this world. Even the Chinese have not yet created it. Even the greatest superpowers have not created it. Even the greatest minerals that we have in the world, no one has ever been able to put back a broken mirror and reverse it back to its original state. No one has ever been able to do that. So that should tell you something, that when people's hearts break, when you break someone's heart, you can never take it back to the original form. That is where we get it wrong. You do something to someone and then you want to continue with the relationship like everything is okay. You want to continue with the marriage like everything is okay. Everything is not okay. It's possible they will put on a smile. It's possible they will hug you. It's possible you will stay in the same house. You will even share a bed. You will even make love again. But let me tell you, a lot will be lost. So now that revelation to know that this person can never bring back everything. They can only bring back so much, the tiny bit, but they can never bring back everything. That helps you to ease your forgiveness and your letting go and your releasing of the date without any expectations, because for as long as you still have expectations of explanation, of someone doing good, of someone giving you back your life and your wholesomeness, that's not going to happen. I know that that's a lot to take in. Let's give us a moment to just let it sink in. If you have a question, make sure that you send your question. The number is on your screen, but let that sink in, and when we get back, we start right there.
Spirit TV, a place for you.
Did you know that you can acquire a skill in less than 3 months? Dynamic Media School skills you in TV and radio presenting, motion graphics, graphics designing, control room management, show production, audio production, confidence building, lighting and videography, personal branding, social media management, cinematography, video editing, marketing and sales, and effective communication. This is designed to provide practical skills and hands-on experience with the focus on developing critical thinking, research, and communication skills. You will have access to high-quality learning learning materials, including online lectures and other resources, as well as a dedicated team of facilitators and influencers who are available to assist you with any questions or concerns that you might have. Enroll today. Call 0702 021 834 or WhatsApp 0760 881 331. Dynamic Media School is an excellent choice for anyone looking to start or advance their career in this exciting and dynamic field. You don't get the life that you deserve, but that which you decide. It's time for you to decide to dominate your life. You don't do that by just having passion, you need a plan. Let's show you how you grow practically in character, competence, and in other areas of life. Welcome back to Bahati.
Welcome. And we're talking about forgiveness. We're talking about being remorseful, an apology, and I'm trying to explain the journey that I've been on to get to where I am. I have met so many things. I have been wronged. I have wronged people, yes. And but once you learn the truthfulness and the importance of forgiveness, you learn to live a free life. You learn to live a fulfilled life, a satisfied life, a purposeful life. There is no way. If you're one of my mentees, and I know that most of us are, if you're one of my mentees, you know that one of the way to boost your purpose is to forgive. There is no way. And that is why I love it when Coach Molly, and most of all the forgiveness, the emotional bit, I usually tell her, handle that bit, because she's an emotional healing coach. And if you want to impact the world, if you want to change the world in whichever category you belong to, whether you're a business person, if you're a business person, you're a world changer by the virtue of the fact that you contribute to the economy of the world, to the global economy. You are a world changer, you're a gladiator, you're a unicorn, you are a trailblazer, you're a pathfinder, okay? And so there is no way you can divorce your life from forgiveness, because you need forgiveness to thrive. Businesses, partnerships, all can fall apart. So many things can go wrong. Marriages, relationships, child relationships, a lot can go wrong. So that means you equip yourself with the knowledge of forgiveness so you can be able to skip some hurdles, jump over some hurdles, and still live a thriving life. Let me tell you, at the end of your life, the things that you will look back at and smile are things that you were able to forgive, to let go, to release, and be able to live a renewed life with a renewed hope and with a sense of renewed purpose. That is the best that we can be able to do for our lives. So just like I said, when someone steals something from you, for example, when someone gossips about you, the best they can do is to come back and tell you, forgive me. But they will never go back and get everyone else. If they slandered, if they gossiped, if they spread rumors, they can never go back and collect everyone that they did that rumor or gossiped with to tell them, oh, this was not true. So that means the heart has been done. And it's not going to be undone by just you saying, I am sorry. So the best is they can say, I am sorry. And just like we said, someone can even say sorry, and immediately you make an about turn, they go back to doing even worse than what they were doing before. So you realize that remorse does not mean an apology or a complete apology, or remorse does not mean a changed action, okay? Just like I said, that it has to be a revelation for you that no one is going to give you back everything. They will never give you back your time. They will never give you back the trauma that they caused you. They will never give you back take away the inconvenience that they have caused. They will never take away. What does that mean? For me, that means that certain things we need to write off. Certain wrongs we need to write off. Certain pain we need to write off. Certain trauma we need to write off. Certain wrongs that were done to us and the heartache we need to write off, okay? And when you write off something, that means you're not going to go back and fetch it again. That means you have a revelation about what true forgiveness means, that you can forgive even without an apology, that you can forgive without an explanation, that you can forgive without a sense of closure. Because forgiveness is closure itself, you can forgive. You can decide. It is a personal decision that you make. You take inventory of your life. Let me tell you, so many times actually when it comes to end of years, and I'm so glad that I'm talking about this right now. When it comes to the end of year, most of the things that I pray for, most of the things that I do and the things that I write down, I have literally, there are so years that I have literally written and I've said, I let go of this, I release this. And sometimes, you know, how people can annoy you and hurt you and you even block them. And sometimes I've gone ahead and even unblocked, and I'm like, you know what, now this person is in free books with me. I don't mind what their life looks like, they're living their life, but I need to be able to release them from mine, and I will never. And some of them, as soon as they have noticed that actually I unblocked them, some of them have come back into my inbox, or definitely either to wish you a happy birthday or to wish you, and they some of them will want to crawl back slowly by slowly, but I will still know my boundaries. I will still know, you know, that, you know what, they can't cross past this, or they can't come into the inner circle, but I can love you from a distance, because God has never told me to go into the world to create relationships. No. God told me, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So the best I can do is to release and be able to love you like God wants me to love you. But God does not tell me I should stay in close proximity. I should rub shoulders with you. I should eat with you. I should, no. He does not say go and create relationships. He said go and love. Okay? And that is something that has also given me a lot of liberation when it comes to the life that we live and the things that we actually go through. Okay? So I need you to be able, there are two types of forgiveness that I want us to hint on today. Because when you talk about writing off, some people are like, but why should I write it off? There are two types of forgiveness, okay? Because I can't hold my moving on to someone else getting to understand what they did to me. I don't know whether you understand that. Me holding my moving on, that means I'm stuck. And I stay stuck. I decide to stay stuck until someone else gets to know that they did me wrong, so that they can come and apologize. That is petty to me. That is me holding my blessings, holding my opportunities, holding my happiness, holding my fulfillment, holding my purpose, I am holding so many things, and I'm keeping them stuck until someone gets a revelation or gets a complete interpretation or a full understanding of what they did to me. No, that's not going to happen. My friend, I am moving on anytime. I am releasing, I am letting go, I am writing off. If I need to, I don't need you to apologize to me. No. Because let me tell you, there are people who will even wrong you and they will behave like they don't understand they even wronged you at any moment. Okay? So the two types of forgiveness, one of them is transactional. The transactional forgiveness, someone asks for forgiveness and then we give the forgiveness. Someone asks, oh, forgive me, you know, I was so wrong, I did this. And then you're like, I have forgiven you. But let me tell you, even that one is very hard. Someone can ask for forgiveness and you still feel, and you just tell them, I've forgiven you, but when in your heart you're still holding them. And it takes God to do a work in you, or it takes you listening to like a chat like this to know that I am holding my own breakthrough, I am holding my own breaking even, I am holding my own, no, I do not want to hold myself in this cell and in this prison. No, not on anyone's account. I am a free person. I'm a free human being. So I should free myself. Okay. So now that is the transactional. Now the unilateral. The unilateral is the kind of forgiveness that even Jesus did at the cross. That is because we never, no one of us has ever gone to Jesus back in the days and say, please forgive me. No, he forgave without anyone asking for forgiveness. Okay, so you learn to forgive. The best type of forgiveness is the unilateral forgiveness. You forgive when no one asks for it. Because if you wait for human beings to come and ask for forgiveness, some of them don't know that they need to ask for forgiveness. Some of them are very egocentric, very egotistic, very narcissistic, very toxic, highly antagonistic, very high, super super sensitive, as in they are all that. And let me tell you, to add on to that, super blind to what they have done. So if you wait, you are going to wait for years. You are going to wait until your last breath. Because some of them are even ignorant to the fact that they even did anything. And some of them will even say, ako nako. Like, only that. Let me tell you, I have learned that sometimes the things that don't make so much meaning to me make deeper meaning to other people. The things that don't seem as big to me are so big to other people. And that is where empathy is a virtue that we must cultivate, that we must learn. But guess what? People that are narcissistic, and I have learned that from the 15 years of dealing with highly antagonistic relationships. People that are antagonistic, people that have function in high friction and in narcissistic tendencies, what they lack is empathy. They can never step into other people's feet and other people's shoes to feel what they are going through. So when they are responding to something, they are responding from their egocentric feeling, from their egotistic feeling, from their narcissistic, from their toxicity. They are not responding from a place of empathy. Otherwise, if we all responded from a place of empathy, let me tell you, all our remorsefulness would have been backed up by action and would have been the reality of it. All our apologies, we would have meant them, okay? We would have, I don't know, but when someone does something, or when I do something to someone, even if it's small as forgetting to call them, I will feel so bad. And the way I will apologize for not calling them back, the way I will apologize for not getting them the information on time, the way I will apologize as in I feel bad and I do unto others how I want them to do unto me. So now that is empathy. And when you have empathy, that is why as parents, you should be able to look at your children critically and know who has the empathy and who doesn't have the empathy. And if you need to cultivate, because with some children, do you know that we have to force them to apologize? We have to force them to, and some of them just don't learn. So that means you are creating them, you are nurturing them for the world out there. And the world is very tough. What a mother does not instill in a child, what a parent does not teach a child in a friendly environment, the world is going to teach them with an iron hand. So now it's better to teach your child to have empathy. Okay? Because that is why we are fighting. That is why things are not working out. So now you have known the unilateral and the transactional. I know most of us wait for the transactional, but let me tell you, some people will never come to you to ask for forgiveness. Some of them will be akonako. Only that, okay? I mean, that was nothing. That person is also super sensitive. Oh, that person is also, you take everything personal. Oh, that person is, as in they will even blame it on you. That they did something wrong, they will blame it on you. That they cheated on you, you will be the one that has a problem. Okay? Why did you go through my phone? Why? You're too sensitive. You're too emotional. You're too. Do you see how they're turning tables on you? And that is a super trick when it comes to egotistic and egocentric people, okay? So now if you wait for an explanation from such a person, I don't know, but hey, the world is going to be wrapped up and Jesus will come back before they even say anything, okay? So I need you to be able to take it in your hands, okay? And I know that most people that need your forgiveness don't know that they actually need your forgiveness, so they're not about to come to come back for it. And I think that is why Jesus said that forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. Forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. And that he was asking his father that, Father, forgive them, they don't know what they are doing. You have to get to a place, and also you're not asking anyone, you're asking yourself, and just say, Hilda, forgive them, they don't know what they are doing. Forgive them. Amen. They are wrapped up in their own bubble. They're egocentric. They're narcissistic. What did you expect? Okay, because if you expect too much from other people, you are going to be disappointed and frustrated so many times. So forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. Forgive them. They don't know that they need the forgiveness. Forgive them. They don't know how to show remorse that is aligned to their actions. They just don't know it. Okay, so make sure that you understand that so many people are blind. They can't see the error in what they did. They can't. Okay, some of them will even ask, but what did I do? Like, you know what they did, but they will ask you, what did I do? Like, to them, it is nothing, okay? So you can't hold your life hostage waiting for an apology from someone who don't even see that they wronged you. You can't do that. And then I want you to learn this. I learned it the hard way, that there is no explanation they can give you that can give you closure. No explanation. That is why when people come to me and they are definitely in high conflicting relationships and marriages, and someone is telling me, all I need is an explanation, I usually look at them and I laugh, I smile. I tell them that, you know what, you're not looking for an explanation, because an explanation is not going to help you. So I usually tell them, I can even give you an explanation before they give you an explanation, because most of them, it's usually cheating. Most of them, it's usually definitely the narcissistic, toxic tendencies. And so I tell them, so do you want a narration? So you want to, I can even give you a narration that if he went cheating, that he actually has been in this relationship because you discovered, has been in this affair for the past 5 years, okay? That means he has been making calls to her. That means, the flip side is also right for the women. He has been making calls to her. He has been having dinners with her. So all the times that he was telling you he was at office, he was actually having a dinner somewhere. And some of my clients that come to me have discovered that, oh, there is even a child involved, and they do know that the child is even 5 years old, or sometimes the child is even the same age as their last born. And so, like, the hurt that they are going through, and then they will want me, I just need an explanation. I'm like, what kind of explanation? So you want to know, or like, where they used to meet, that they actually rented a house and he had another home, and he used to go to that home before he came to your home. And you want to understand that he actually she booked a lodge for now I'm turning the other side. If it's the men that say, and men, by the way, are the ones I need to know, I need to understand, how did it happen? So I tell them, do you want her to explain how she went and booked a hotel, how she went and paid for a lodge, got a receipt, how she went and bought new knickers, how she made everything, planned everything? You want to go through all the details. What do you want? The graphic details of what happened in that room, on that bed? What exactly do you want? Because no amount of explanation is going to give you closure. So, so I gossiped, or I slandered you because what? Because you're growing, because you are higher, because you are making it in life. What kind of explanation do you want? That I tarnished your name because I wanted that position, is that going to give you closure? That's not going to give you closure, okay? So you get closure only when you decide it. You get closure only when you think it's time for you to get closure. So that means you give yourself closure. No one else gives you closure, okay? So if you decide that closure is tied to an explanation, you're going to be stuck for the longest time. If you decide that closure is going or is tied to an explanation, you're in for a very long, horrific, tough, painful ride. No amount of explanation is going to give you closure. You get closure only when you decide. And if you decide that you're not waiting for any explanation, that is why I'm saying you take, forgiveness is more like, not mob justice, because mob justice, many people do mob justice. So this is an individual justice. Like, you give yourself justice. Like, you become the court, you become the magistrate, you become you become the bailiff, you become you become everything. And then you sit in your own court and say, it is time for me to get this closure. It is time for me to close this. It's time for me to create this boundary. It's time for me to forgive, to release. It's time for me to gain my happiness back. It is time. You sit down with yourself, you make a meeting, and you have your own minutes, and you decide, you make your own decision. So if you think your release, your freedom is tied to an explanation, that is not going to happen, and that is going to cause more pain to you more than ever before, okay? Forgiveness, and I want you to hear me well, forgiveness helps us live the life God intended for us. The happy, the fulfilling, the serving, the purposeful. Okay? Forgiveness helps us bring up or nurture proper families, proper friendships, proper colleague friendships, proper work friendships, proper even a relationship with yourself, because it is the first and most vital and most important. But forgiveness helps us live a life that God intended for us. God did not intend that you will cry yourself to sleep. God did not intend that you will live in perpetual frustration, perpetual disappointment, with perpetual levels of resentment. God did not intend that you will live in agony, that you will live stuck for the rest of your life, that you will live in depression, that you will live anxious about what's going to happen. Because some of us, the reason as to why we've not opened our hearts to new relationships, to new love, to nurturing our families the way we were supposed to nurture them, because we are anxious. We don't know what's going to happen. We see everyone and all we see is someone that is going to gossip about us. We cannot even nurture mentorship relationships. We cannot, because someone wronged us, so we are moving with that resentment everywhere we are going. It has become like a signpost. Let me tell you, it will even cause you to age quickly. You will have wrinkles on your face, lines on your face. Why? Because every time you are frowning, because every time you are twisting your mouth, because every time you are living in regret. It is not worth it. It is not worth it. Living in a life of perpetual anxiety, being anxious about, worried about the future and what's going to happen, whether you will find love. Let me tell you, you will find love. It's not a question of whether you will find love, but when. And when is when you release your heart, is when you set yourself free, is when you do not wait for an explanation, is when you decide that I deserve a good relationship, I deserve a good marriage, I deserve to bring up my children in the fear of God. I deserve to be free. I deserve to live a purposeful life. You cannot change the world if you cannot change you. Change you, release you, set yourself free. No one is coming to free you. No one is coming to rescue you. Rescue yourself. But I need you to tell your heart, forgive. Forgive. I think that is what David talked to himself and say that my soul, praise the Lord, show gratitude. And you can even tell your soul that you forgive, let go, release the debt, the unilateral. I am not waiting for an apology. I am going to forgive even without an apology. And next, when I see that person, I will smile. Not because I'm going to hug them, not because I'm going to have them as my besties, my BFF, my gango, whatever it is. No. I can love them from a distance. I can wave at them. I can say hi. I can smile. I can glow. I can look good. Oh, God. I love you guys. So this is from me to you while you create your resolutions and you create your big pictures and you create the things that you want to achieve. Let go. Start from a clean slate. Have a better foundation, a foundation of freedom by forgiving. Love you.